The debate over allowing Muslim refugees into America has dominated the political landscape since the Paris terror attacks. Now, new revelations are causing even more concern that ISIS might be using the refugee crisis to slip into Europe. Joining us now for more is CBN terrorism analyst Eric Stakelbeck. Eric, tell us about the disturbing story out of Norway today involving refugees.
Well, Laurie, apparently in Norway, of all places, right, in Scandinavia, they have scores of Muslim refugees coming from the Middle East. And what they're finding, what authorities are finding, Laurie, as they're trying to vet these people who are coming in, is graphic images on their cell phones, images of beheadings, executions, dead children, ISIS flags. So either these people who are coming in, at least some of them, authorities are finding that either they're pro-ISIS, obviously to have these graphic pro-jihad images on their cell phone. What they're also saying there, Laurie, is, well, look, perhaps these people had these images on their phones to kind of get safe passage through ISIS territory, to show that they were ISIS supporters and, you know, just try and shield their identity. But to me, when you have those kind of images on your phone, it raises a lot of questions. And more broadly, Laurie, it raises questions about who is coming in to Europe and the United States in large numbers from the Middle East and North Africa right now. How can we vet these folks?
Well, also today we're learning there's another link between Muslim refugees and the Paris attacks. What's going on there?
Well, we have in Austria, actually, Laurie, we have two men have been detained. Now, they were in a refugee camp, but apparently, reportedly, Austrian authorities are saying that these two men were linked to the Paris terror attack last month. Now, if you look back, Laurie, we know already that at least 3 of the people involved in the Paris terror massacre back in November slipped into Europe among the refugees. So this would not be a shock if these 2 individuals detained in Austria were connected to this attack.
And then we also understand there was a major development, a major lead at the Charles de Gaulle airport in France.
Yeah, well, look, 70 people, Laurie. This is a very interesting, very chilling story for Americans as well. Think about airline security, obviously. 70 people have had their security clearances at Charles de Gaulle Airport, the largest airport in France, have had them either preemptively revoked or denied. 70 people over extremism fears, as the French put it. So do these folks have links to jihad, to radical Islam? These are open questions now, but 70 people at a major international airport. Look, a lot of flights from America, Laurie. You're going, say, to Israel from New York. You stop over in Charles de Gaulle Airport many times. So this is a major problem. And we've had cases here in the U.S., we've had cases at Great Britain as well, where people who have worked at U.S. airports and have security clearances have been arrested on terrorism charges. We had one man, Laurie, from right here in Minneapolis, right here in the United States, not too long ago, who was killed fighting for ISIS in Syria. He had worked at Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. So the possibilities there are very chilling.
It's also very close to home. So what should we here in America take away from all this, Eric?
Well, I think, number one, we're talking about 2 things here, Laurie. We're talking about the refugees. We're talking about airline security. Number one, with the refugees, I think these incidents in Norway and these arrests in Austria show once again that there are so many people coming in from large numbers from Syria and other Muslim countries that it's going to be extremely difficult to vet them all, regardless of what President Obama seems to say. In his speeches about this, Laurie, he continually says that, you know, people who oppose refugees coming to the United States from Syria, they're against women and children. That's not true. There are legitimate fears here, and we saw in Paris, obviously, legitimate fears that jihadists will slip in among the refugees. ISIS has made that abundantly clear. That is what they want to do. So these are legitimate vetting concerns. Number one, the high volume of people coming in, Laurie. But number two, they're coming from a war zone in Syria, where do they have any identification at all? How can you trace these folks' history? So it's so difficult. And I think with airline security and the story we're seeing out of Charles de Gaulle Airport, look, another cautionary tale about vetting who is being hired at our airports and in airports in Europe, because if ISIS or another terror organization can get someone inside with a top security clearance at an airport, that is a nightmare scenario for us.
Very chilling, very ominous. Eric Stakelbeck, always great to see you and get your insights. Thanks for joining us.
You too, Laurie. Thank you.